a minute, one second. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, you can't see the buddy mic at all?
Nope.
Okay. So Arlene, where were you born?
I was born in Muskegon, Michigan.
And where did you grow up?
Spent the first 10 years of my life in Muskegon, and then from then on we moved to California, into the San Francisco Bay Area.
And how was it you came to meet Doug?
I met Doug through an interesting phone call when I called up to read him the riot act about something he'd done in business that I was very unhappy about, and I was going to set him straight. And he was very kind and had me calm down pretty quickly. And then we went on to meet at a store meeting in San Francisco. I was at the time living down in Mountain View.
And how was it you came to know the church?
Oh, wow. The first thing that happened was really an experience Doug had. And through that, he said, I really feel like I need to go meet my bishop and go talk with him. And he said, would you go with me? And I said, well, what's a bishop? I mean, I didn't know anything about the church. I had been raised as a Methodist, but had never felt fulfilled as a Methodist. There were a lot of questions I had that none of the ministers could answer.
So tell us about your children.
When Doug and I got together, we combined our family. I had a son from a previous marriage, and he had three, 2 sons and a daughter from a previous marriage. And within the first year and a half of our life, I went from being a mother of 1 to being a mother of 5. It was quite an experience, needless to say. And then we went on to having 4 together and having numerous foster children. 7 that I really count, but there was about another 5 in there somewhere.
And just name off your kids and just a little bit about what they're doing today.
Okay, our oldest is Marion. She's from Doug's first marriage, and she is an author and has published her first book this year, as well as being an executive secretary for an oil company. Our son, David, has his doctorate and works for Utah State University, managing a project, a new project on the use of charging systems underground as cars go over them. And he works with all the universities that are involved, as well as the car companies doing that. Our son Scott is employed by Ancestry.com, and he's been with them for a long time. Our son Sean was in the Air Force for 20 years and now flies for Delta Airlines. And both Dave and Sean are bishops in Logan. And then our next is Carla, and she is in commercial real estate, doing very well. She married a young man that she met in Mexico when she was on a semester abroad, and he was in medical school. And they lived down there for 3 years and had 2 of our grandchildren while they were down in Mexico. Our next daughter is Johanna, and Johanna is an administrator for St. Luke's Hospital System and travels between Boise and Twin Falls on a regular basis, usually spending 2 to 3 days a week in Boise as she works in all their different units, managing their primary care physician offices. And then our daughter Deanna, she and her husband have a business that caters to pivots and other supplies for farmers here in the valley. And then our son Jared is a computer, oh my goodness, what would it be called? A computer nerd. No, he is an amazing young man that married late in life and now has his first son, and just doing really well in his field. He works for a company in the Bay Area in California, but does it online and just travels there once a month.
So when did you first go into Latin America?
Oh wow, that was it. Would be in 2000.
I need to say I
first went to
Start over.
okay, so that wasn't our very first time though, Doug. Because our very first time we went was in Cancun with our friends.
Yeah, but that's not Mesoamerica.
Well, no, but we went and we saw a lot of the. You don't want to count any of those.
No.
Okay, all right. So,
Book of Mormon are already in.
all right. Okay, so, okay. So the first time that I went to Mesoamerica would have been on a family trip. Doug's parents, brothers and sisters, not quite all of them, but most of them, all of us went together with a trip with Joe Allen. And it was a wonderful, eye-opening experience. It brought the Book of Mormon to life for me.
And how many times have you been down since that time?
I don't even know if I can count how many times I've been there. At least 6 or 8. And
what are some of your feelings for the people of Mesoamerica?
oh, they're wonderful. They're so warm, and the people of Mesoamerica are wonderful. They're warm and kind and humble and would do anything for you. And just feel very much like we felt very much like we wanted to help them in some way.
So, what were your experiences with Alma Success Academy?
My experiences with the Alma Success Academy were very...
Start again, that wasn't good.
My experiences with Alma Success Academy were from the outside. I didn't ever go down when there was the facility that was working. I was support from home, and I was able to hear a lot of the wonderful stories of the things that were happening. I used to always tell Doug that we didn't make enough money to be philanthropists, and so he had to remember that part of it as he got into it.
So tell us about the beginning of BMAF from your perspective.
Oh, Doug, the beginning of BMF from my perspective is that Doug just really dug in and was interested, and as the nucleus of the group began, he was right in the middle of it, and it was fun to watch as they began having firesides in Atlanta and San Francisco area and all over Utah, and it was just exciting to see people that love the Book of Mormon so much get together and talk about different aspects of Mesoamerica and the Book of Mormon.
So what has the Book of Mormon meant to you in your life?
Wow.
Take the question first.
The Book of Mormon in my life means more than I can really express in words. I love the gospel of Jesus Christ, and I love the way I can more easily understand the Book of Mormon than I could the Bible, although I've learned to understand that much better because of the Book of Mormon. And it's the basis of our lives. It is our lives. and every day it's a part of our lives.
Does that feel good to you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to say about your family, about your husband, about this 20-year relationship you've had with Mesoamerica and the Book of Mormon, the children of Lehi, cleaning ladies you've had here in your home, your son-in-law, anything else that comes to mind?
Wow, let me think about it for a minute.
You're doing so good.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is really nice.
this was not what I wanted to do. I didn't feel like I should be any part of it at
Oh,
all.
well, you are.
No man gets to be as fine a man as Doug Christensen without somebody being the wind beneath his wings.
Oh, where do I start?
What are your thoughts about supporting him in this work?
Okay. My thoughts about supporting Doug in the work that he's been doing has been one of loving him and loving the Lord. And because of those things, and just being a part of sharing what he has experienced on his trips, and we had a wonderful trip with Rick Hauk, and the wives joined them in Guatemala City at the end of the trip with El Slumpo, and it was quite an experience, and I just loved being there with the people and seeing all of the beautiful artifacts and museums and all the different areas that we were able to get into. It was just fantastic.
Okay, I think that's very good.
All right.
Let's